What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. This video is going to be a little bit more action-packed. I do apologize. Normally I would use a tripod and I'd use my other camera and some mics and stuff like that, but still trying to get all of my stuff together, all my batteries charged, all my equipment together, sorting through pieces and everything like that. So I'll get there, but bear with me on this one. So the first part of the video, I'm going to talk about the truck behind me. Nobody really cares unless, of course, you're planning on buying a Dodge Ram, you know, 2000s or 2000 teens or whatever. But I know when I was looking at the truck and considering it, I did look up videos, and I like to go to YouTube to kind of see what people think about them. So I'm going to give you guys my opinion, my thoughts on this truck, and talk about it just a bit. So apologies if the wind kind of kicks up every now and then. I'm going to try to avoid it best I can. But this is a 2014 Dodge Ram 1500. Does have the hemi, as you guys can see there. Sweet. It's four-wheel drive, and yeah, it's a nice truck. I'll just kind of do a quick walk around. It's got a few scratches. It's used, but for a 10, almost 11-year-old truck, it is not bad at all. Go inside here and look. It's cloth interior, so automatic, which I don't even know if you could get them in a manual transmission. And this particular package is the Bighorn. I don't know why I always want to call it High Country, which I think is actually a Chevy or GM, but this is the Bighorn version, and it's a nice truck. So I'll step back in here out of the wind, but the story on how I got this truck. Interestingly enough, when we were out in California, I knew that I wanted to get something different. I was driving a 2001 F-150 that actually my stepdad bought brand new in 2001. He drove it for about 30,000 miles until he passed away. I put approximately another 100,000 on it. It was a very clean truck. It was a very nice truck, and it did what I wanted it to do, but it wasn't the most comfortable truck. I could never find a real comfortable seating position. It was very underpowered, and I knew eventually I would want four-wheel drive coming out here with the potential snow and sometimes rain. Obviously, it rains a lot more out here, so I knew I wanted a four-wheel drive. So I was going to wait until I got out here, but you guys know me. Once I get something in my mind, I'm like, let's just start pursuing it and see what I can do with it. So what I did is I took the 2001 Ford F-150 that I owned, and I put it on that Kelley Blue Book. And basically, if you don't know about that, it's basically you put all the information in, and local dealerships will contact you and make you a cash offer, and they'll buy it whether you trade it on something else or not. So I put it in, and honestly, I was thinking, I probably asked like $5,000 for the truck, maybe expect to get about $4,500. Well, the Kelley Blue Book offer came back at like $4,500. So I'm thinking, that's pretty good. I would actually just sell it, avoid the hassle, avoid the all putting it up for sale and trying to have people lowball me or whatever. So I went on ahead and did that, and the local Chevy dealership actually contacted me. I took it down there, they gave it a once-over, and they came back and they're like, I don't know why Kelley Blue Book came back with this number. It's ridiculous. It's like what we would sell it for. We'd actually give you like $2,500 as far as a cash value on it or what have you. So sorry, can't help you. Oh well. But they did tell me that I had put that truck in as an XLT and it's an XL. So I go home and I do it all over again, and it still comes out the same, $4,500. Then this time, one of the dealerships that contacted me was Acura of Modesto there in California. And so when they contacted me, I looked online and I actually found this truck. And I thought, it seemed reasonably priced, had like 126,000 miles on it. And I thought, yeah, that's not bad. That would work. It's got four-wheel drive. It's got the Hemi. I'm sure it would be more comfortable, four doors, which is what I wanted. So yeah, let's talk. So I take the F-150 down again. They give it the once over. Meanwhile, I'm taking this truck for a drive. I like it. My wife likes it. And come back and they say the same thing. I don't know why Kelley Blue Book would put this value on your truck. We would only give you like $2,500, maybe $3,000 on a trade-in. Sorry. So we were, at that point in time, like basically about $1,500 away or what have you. I think at the time they worked the numbers up or whatever, and I was going to have to come up with like $15,500 and the F-150 that I had, and that was just more than I wanted to do. So I left, oh well, didn't work out, that's fine. And actually what I had really wanted was an Avalanche, a Chevy Avalanche. I've always wanted one of those. My very favorite daily driver that I've ever owned was a 2003, if I remember correctly. It was a Tahoe, Chevy Tahoe, two-wheel drive. Loved that vehicle. It was nice to drive. Okay mileage, plenty of room, good response. It was peppy. It was a fun daily driver. So I was like, I'll get an Avalanche. And I went and looked at an Avalanche that same day, and it's like, it wasn't as clean as I was hoping it would be. So my wife and I go to lunch, And we're hanging out, we're kind of talking, and it's like, okay, you know what? Really didn't want to spend this much, but what if I come back and I just tell the salesman, hey, I'll give you 15 in my truck and we'll just do it. You know, they were at 15.5, I'll give them 15 and we'll just do it. So we got like, yeah, let's go back and do it. So I was like, okay, after I finish lunch, I'll contact the salesman and I'll make that offer. Lo and behold, like right after we had that conversation, the salesman ends up texting me, says, hey, the owner came in, the owner really wants your truck, so he's willing to give you the full amount. So essentially, I would have to be out like 14.5 and saving like 500 bucks. So okay, I'll be down as soon as we finish with lunch. Go down, make the deal, and it actually ended up being like another almost $100 cheaper because of the taxes or what have you. They had me in Stanislaus County. I live in Merced County. The tax rate was a little cheaper there, so it ended up being like 14.4 or something like that out the door, and I got that truck. So I've driven the truck now. I probably put about 6,000 or 7,000 miles on it since I got it, and I've got to say, I talked about the Tahoe. I really liked it. This is a very close contender. As a matter of fact, I would even say that I probably like this truck a little bit better than I like the Tahoe. And mostly it's because it is a 4-door, it's got 4-wheel drive, it gets a little bit better mileage than that 2-wheel drive Tahoe did, and it's a little bit more responsive, a little bit more peppy, plus I've got a bed to haul stuff in, so that's kind of cool. I really do like this truck. It's clean, it's got really all the conveniences I could ask for. There are some things that I would like to have on it. I mean, I would like to have leather. I would like to maybe have heated and cooled seats. That would be cool. Blind spot monitoring. I love adaptive cruise control. But, I mean, these are all kind of like, you know, higher end stuff. Not anything I need, just stuff that I maybe would want. But I like the truck. And after driving it, I mean, half the miles I've driven it, we're out here to Tennessee, pulling a trailer, loaded down. It did well. I think I averaged about, 11, 12 miles a gallon, which isn't great, but for, a big truck pulling hills and stuff like that, I can't complain at all. And actually around here, I must say, gas is a little bit better out here. The quality is a little bit better. I'm actually getting about 2.5 miles to the gallon better mileage out here than I did in California with that crap gas that they have back there. So I really cannot complain about the truck. The only thing that I have done to this truck since I've gotten it is I had a leveling kit put on it so it sits level, and then I upgraded this to head unit on the stereo. The stock speakers sound really, really good. I have added a tow package because when I was towing, the truck was just squatting way too much. So I've got trailer brakes on it. I am set to tow. I'm set I can go get a vehicle or what have you. I can load it down and it should be good. So inside the truck's pretty basic gauges and everything like that. Steering wheel controls. This is the only, I think, kind of quirky thing. I've gotten used to it, but the shifter is here. It's a knob. Dodge did this, well, Ram, Dodge, what have you. They did that, and I've gotten used to it, but I will admit, every now and then when I go to like change climate, sometimes I want to grab this, or when I go to shift gears, I want to go over to this. So that's kind of the bummer, but yeah, it's got everything you need. It's got plenty of storage. It's got the storage compartment here in the center that I have full of crap right now. It's a nice truck. It's a nice place to be. It was a nice place to have that, to make that 2,500 mile trip from California to Tennessee. And one thing I did do is I need a little bit more exhaust note, so I did end up putting a Flowmaster on it. Nice rumble. It's not loud by any means. I do like the fact that the tips come right out the back there, and they're bigger tips, because who doesn't like big tips? Don't take that the wrong way. So anyway, yeah, let's take it for a little drive, because we haven't done any driving in months and months and months, and I apologize for that. And then I'm gonna kind of like take you around the property a little bit. I'm gonna take you up to like my very favorite spot here on the property that my wife and I bought, and show you that, show you the view from up there, and then I promise I'll end the video. Good cruising truck. It's an 8-speed automatic. I have been told that these 8 speeds are kind of like the weak point of these trucks. So far so good, knock on wood. I really would like to get another, I mean, I'm at almost 134 as far as the mileage. I'd really like to go like 150, 160 anyway before I think about getting another vehicle. But honestly, I think I would go ahead and get another Ram. Unless something came across that was like a really good deal, or just I couldn't pass it up. I think I'd get another Ram. I like this truck. It was comfortable enough for me And with me having my back issues and what have you, it was comfortable enough to drive it out from California to spend 8, 10, sometimes more hours driving. It did well. And like I said, it pulled the trailer, it pulled the hills, it did everything I wanted it to do, and it continues to do so here. Pretty good. You know, it's not like a speed demon or anything like that. You know, have I thought about getting some little like hop up and performance mods for the truck? Yes, I have. Will I do it? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe a cold air intake. But it moves good for me. I'll tell you, the only thing I don't like about it is it's governed at like 104 miles an hour. Which, yes, I know most people are going to say, oh, why do you need to go any faster than that on the street anyway? Speed limit's, what, 75, maybe 80 some places? But you know what? It's just nice knowing it's there. I'm not going to lie. I have found that governor many times without even knowing it. Because the truck's just so smooth. It's, you know, even 100 miles an hour, it's very smooth and very comfortable. So, but I'm going to go kind of around the back. I'm going to take you guys in the opposite direction, back to my place, kind of show you the drive and the area, the road that I live on, just what a nice drive it is, and you'll see the contrast from what I had in California. So I'm just gonna like show you guys driving through town here. This is the busiest small town that I think I've ever experienced. So you see all the traffic, and it's because a lot of people come through here for jobs and businesses and stuff like that. The town itself, the population is under 10,000. I think it's actually rated around like 7,000-8,000 people. But there's a lot happening. I mean, this is called Cosby Highway, and you can see there's all kinds of businesses and gas stations and banks and things like that. Basically, about anything you'd want, or anything that like we want, is within a 5-minute drive of our house. I'm literally like no more than probably 5 or 6 minutes from my house right now, and I'll show you. We'll turn off like back down my road, and it's just like you immediately just leave town and you're out in the country, and it's like the hills and it's green and beautiful. And I kind of wanted to shoot this video now before it really started turning, because the weather has been getting colder. So things are going to start turning more towards fall, which I'm excited to see, the changing of the leaves and the weather and everything like that. But everything's still really green right now. You know, you can see the hills up there, and just it's a nice little town. Good group of people, good group of neighbors. Okay, so like literally just turned off that highway, Cosby Highway, and not even like half a mile from it, and this is what you've got. It's just beautiful homes, green, there's churches, it's just a nice ride. And what's really great about out here is most all of the roads are so nice. They're not rough like back in California where I lived. Most of them are nice and smooth. The only thing, if I had to complain about anything, and I guess I do because I'm bringing it up, is this road is very thin. So you really kind of have to watch yourself. Big rigs really aren't supposed to be on this road. It's a little tight for them. We did encounter a big rig one day, and it was like, oh, this is going to be tight. I just felt like I was going to lose my mirror or something. Luckily got around it, but I had to go off the edge of the road a little bit, and you can see there is not a lot of margin for error when it comes to this. So like driving in the fog or at night, it's, you know, it's an experience, but it's a nice drive. It's windy and it's like fun in the Cadillac. XLR really likes this road a lot. Even the Trans Am the other day, I was kind of running it through its paces driving through here, and it was really, really nice. So it has a lot going for it. Okay, so here we are back at the shop. Just had this gravel all done yesterday, so I'm still packing it down. But yeah, we got this barn back here. It's kind of cool. Some of it needs to be torn down. It's seen better days, but some of it is still very usable. As a matter of fact, the neighbor's storing hay in it right now. But yeah, we're going back this way, and we're going up on top of our hill that we have back here. It's like the major selling point that we didn't even know about until after we had already bought the house. But yeah, it's great. And as a matter of fact, before I get too far, because I am going up that thing, I'm going to stick this thing in neutral, and we're going to put it into 4-lock, because we do need 4-wheel drive to get up that hill. Even coming up this little hill that I'm coming up to right now, this grass gets pretty slippery, and the other day I was trying to go up a 2-wheel drive and it was slipping a little bit. Go out here a little bit. We made it. This bad boy in park. Emergency brake on, just because, you know, safety. And I will show you the view from up here. It's pictures and video will not do it justice, but it's so cool. And one thing nice about up here, I don't really feel like there's any wind, but we've got like this open area that I mowed once before. I'm going to mow it again, and then kind of a little area there. I think what we want to do here is we want to put like some kind of like a little like shelter type thing, like a little enclosure that we can sit in, and it can be open to the view back out that way, because you can see the view is awesome. I'll show you more of that in a second. But just where we can come up here, maybe even have a fire pit come up here in the evenings and just hang out. I mean, there's plenty of room for Bryson, my son, to play around and do stuff. And I mean, all of this going all the way across back to the road, basically, well, up to my neighbor's house, which is really close to the road. All of this is ours. It needs to be cleaned up. It needs to be brush hogged and everything like that. So that's the plan, is maybe this winter get that done. All right, so I'm gonna climb up in the bed of the truck and get an even better view of this. Yeah, look at that. That's my place down there. Garage, shop, barn. The place goes all the way over like to the other side of the barn, back over in that corner. And we have all this up here, all the way over these trees. It comes across this way, and like I said, back you can see the tree line going back down, and the neighbor's house is down there. So that's where that ends. But yeah, look at that view. And like I said, the video is not going to do it justice. It's not. It's just not. But it's so nice up here, and fairly accessible. It's a good little trek to get up that hill. I mean, we're out walking because we have our you kind of saw the area where I was driving around. We have our walking path, and I'm keeping that mowed down, and it's like half mile to go all the way around one time. So sometimes when we'll walk up here and hang out for a little while and then come back, and it's good exercise. So I do realize that this video is a little bit longer than I normally do, but I did want to like get some driving stuff in there, so I want to talk about the truck. And then I really wanted to show you guys the place. Somebody in my last video did mention something about, hey, take us for a tour of your place. So here's a tour of the place. Things are really good. My garage down there is all set. I got electricity in it. I got my mowers in there and some tools and things like that. I'm starting to get stuff back together. My shop's got power, and right now I've got my tractor and all my vehicles in there. Got my trailers back behind the shop. So kind of everything in my world's pretty much done. There's still a few things here and there, but for the most part it's done. And I spend a lot of time out in the shop, in the garage, outside, just because it's really beautiful. And I know it's going to get colder, we're probably going to get some snow, and I won't be out as much. But man, look at that view back there, guys. It's just, this is amazing. I'd almost be tempted to build like a tiny home up here. It'd be a cool little getaway spot. We'd come up here, spend the night, spend a couple nights or what have you. But you know, you got to get electricity up here, you got to get a well, you got to, there's septic, all that stuff. So that'd be kind of a pain, and probably not, we wouldn't get our money's worth out of it. But it's a cool concept and it's a cool idea. So with that being said, I'll stand up so you guys can get like one last of that view. It really is a killer view. Love it. Absolutely love it. Very happy. Life is good. We're very blessed. And I appreciate all the support, guys. I know things have been kind of boring lately. I do want to start buying more cars. I do have my eyes on cars. I'm very hesitant to really pull a trigger on anything right now, just because of so many projects going on. And it seems like when we do projects, a couple more spring up. So there's always something. And you know, when you, as well as I do, when you're doing stuff, you find other stuff that needs to be taken care of, or you want to take care of it. And so I'm trying to do that too. And I want to make sure I have enough money to do all that, and still have enough money left over, because we've got to have a cushion. But I will get back into buying vehicles, and I will share that with you. I'm sure I will share more stuff with you in between that. So, but really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the support. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, God bless. Take care. Guys, have an absolutely amazing day. So I put it in 4 low for the crawl down. Even though it's not that bad, it's actually about 110 feet above like where we are at our place. So it's like, yeah, 110 feet. So I didn't think it came up that much. I thought it was more like, you know, 60, 70 feet, but 110 feet's up there pretty good. And it is a pretty good climb coming down. I know I had a little tractor that I just got rid of and got another tractor, and it's coming down with that little tractor the other day down this hill, and it started sliding on me. So I'm a little cautious, even though everything's pretty dry right now. Still 4 low.